JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman. Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script.
I want to start the show off a little bit differently this week, guys. And the fact that I'm a little bit under the weather, it actually gives me a decent excuse as to not do my typical introduction. But I think you're going to like this anyway. And this is one of the best reasons, one of the best parts of being a content creator, doing what I do, you know, grinding myself to the fucking bone, giving you guys the best possible content, the best podcast, anything to do with professional wrestling here on my channel. What I'm about to read to you is an email that was dated from November 7th, 2016. It was delivered to me at 8:17 p.m. from a fan, a couple, of Off the Script. And I want to read that to you today because I feel like I'm obligated to read this to you. And for anybody that is thinking about doing YouTube in this tough time with a bunch of people complaining about the platform, with subscribers not getting videos and everybody losing 50% of their views over the last month due to a change in the algorithm, this to me is the absolute best reason why anybody should do YouTube. And if you can reach anybody in any way, that is the most prized thing you can take away from this entire journey, man. And I read this when I did, and I highlighted it, and I saved it, and I waited for today to read it, because the person who wrote me this email specifically said, can you please read this on the December 9th episode of Off the Script? And that's exactly what I'm going to do for you guys. It reads, and I quote, "Hello, JD. I do hope you come across this email. My name is Christina, and my spouse's name is Sage, also known as Mr. Snow, S-N-O, on YouTube, and have donated to you as well. I even remember times where we hardly had any money, but he donated $3.16 on Out of Nowhere with JD and Joe Cronin. LOL. His birthday is coming up December 9th, and was reaching out to you to see if you can shout him out on or around his birthday. He watches every video you make, and we even watched them together after watching a terrible or great event with WWE. LOL. We sit in our living room blasting your video as soon as it posts, agreeing and sometimes disagreeing with what you say. You have even motivated him to create his own YouTube with video game content of WWE 2K17. He's been dedicated to it even if there is less than 20 people watching. He really does admire you and what you continue to do as your passion. It's so funny because most times he has the same views and outlooks of WWE's creative decisions, and when you post your video, you say the same exact thing. I know it's a long shot, but I would love if you are able to mention his name, Sage, aka Mr. Snow on YouTube.com. It could even be a bonus if you decide to check out his channel. He would extremely love that. LOL. I do hope you read this, and sorry if I've rambled. He's my best friend, and we've been through so many ups and downs financially. And one thing he always looks forward to is to watch your videos. Thank you so much. I understand if you don't reply, but it would be so awesome if you did, to know you did read this. No pressure. Promise." And I'm actually leaving all that in. Me tearing up like a fucking asshole. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Snow, and I want to thank Christina, and I want to thank them for supporting, and I want to wish him a happy birthday. This is the best reason why I do YouTube. It's not for the money. Whatever money I make on here, it's not for the fucking donations, it's not for the Patreon. I genuinely enjoy what I do. I love doing this. No matter how much hate that I get, no matter how many people come to me on Twitter saying that I'm a fucking piece of shit, that I'm a shit YouTuber, that my views are skewed, I don't know what I'm talking about. He does it just to ramble. He's negative about Monday Night Raw for the sake of views. All this bullshit that I get thrown my way, I don't let it stop me. Because I know what I have here is special. And I know what I have here touches and reaches a lot of people. I know what I have here people look forward to. Each and every single week, we've developed a fucking brand for this channel. We developed a brand that's going to take this channel to 100,000 subscribers. And I'm very, very confident in that. It might be going slower than usual, but we will get there. We will get there. And this is the best reason why anybody could do YouTube, man. I get a lot of these throughout my days, throughout my weeks. And I read this one specifically because, one, Christina wanted me to read it to you guys. And two, I feel obligated that you guys have done so much for me. And you've supported me, and you've never left me, and you've become a Patreon, and you've supported me on Out of Nowhere with Joe, with donations, and emails like this, and tweets all day long telling me that I'm a highlight of your day. That's the reason why I do YouTube, man. Yeah, I love WWE. Yeah, I love professional wrestling. Yeah, I'm trying to break into the business the best way that I can to get my brand and my voice and my personality out there because I love it. And it's always something that I've wanted to do. And I'm sorry that it's coming so late in my life, being a 34-year-old guy on here trying to do something in the world of professional wrestling where it's usually a business that you have to be maybe 10 to 15 years younger than I am to break through. You know, who's going to look at a 34-year-old guy talking about WWE, you know, trying to break into the business? I do what I do because I love it. I do what I do because I'm incredibly passionate about it, and it gives me an out because little do you guys know, you see JD ranting and raving and cursing and fucking doing the Kevin Dunn impressions and, you know, making fun of Roman Reigns and Dana Brooke every fucking Monday night. You know? But the JD that you guys don't see on camera, or off camera I should say, is a JD that's not really happy with the direction of his life. You know, a JD who's depressed most days. A JD that, you know, wakes up and just feels like a fucking piece of shit. You know? Because I don't know what I want out of my life. All I know is when I come home from my shit day, which is probably every fucking day, I sit here and I do this and I sit in the living room and I play with the guys, whether it's on Destiny or if I'm recording something for you guys or I'm sitting here doing WWE 2K17 commentary. That's where I find my peace. That's where I find myself to be at home. And when I read shit like this, man, it just makes me feel like I'm doing something good for the first time in my life. So I just wanted to read that to you guys. And I'm sorry that I got a little teary-eyed. I didn't expect to. But I want to wish Sage, a.k.a. Mr. Snow, a happy birthday. And I will leave his link down in the description below to go visit his channel. I want you guys to go wish him a happy birthday. I don't know what his Twitter is. I'd leave you his Twitter down below. But Christina, I wanted to say thank you for the message. Sage, happy birthday, man. Have a cold drink on me if you're old enough. I don't know how old you are. But if you are of age, have an alcoholic beverage, a cold beverage for me, man. And preferably Guinness, please. But I want to thank Christina again for the nice email. And I want to wish Sage a happy birthday. Please go and subscribe to him on YouTube. Mr. Snow, I'll leave his link down below, like I said, in the description. Now we can start off the script, but before I do that, check out this clip and we'll talk about what you see for the next 5 minutes as soon as it's done, man. Take care.
And ladies and gentlemen, listen to this crowd showing appreciation. Zack Sabre Jr. in phenomenal shape. One-on-one with one half of the Private Party.
Mark Quinn, known primarily as a tag team wrestler, former two-time House of Glory tag team champion. Making a go of it here in the singles match. An interesting dichotomy of styles. Quinn known more for his aerial tactics, his high-flying ability.
Mark Quinn handing Zack Sabre a personal invitation for a night out on the town. He opens the contents of the envelope. And what is going on here?
What in the hell is going on?
I guess the party's starting early.
You know, I like earth, I like wind, but I don't like fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have VIPs dancing around ringside.
Why wasn't I invited to this?
That's a good question.
Mark Quinn's got Zack Sabre Jr.'s jacket on, and I don't think he's going to take kindly to that.
Absolutely not.
Oh, boy.
You can see the frustration building on Zack Sabre Jr. That signature leather jacket.
Quinn demanding the jacket be taped off, being told to take the jacket off. And the music dying. Hopefully we'll get some wrestling.
Does the referee put the jacket on? He's putting Zack Sabre's jacket on.
That is a sign of disrespect. And a biased official, Humberto Weather Patterns, a biased official.
Look at this.
Punch him in the mouth. Punch that referee in the mouth. He might be able to handle it.
And here we go. Standing dropkick by Quinn. Beautiful. And Zack Sabre rolls out to the VIPs. Another dropkick. VIPs catching. And now they're crowd surfing. Shapiro, I'm lost.
I need a roadmap. I need MapQuest. I need everything.
I am lost. Did we sign up for Wrestling or Dancing with the Stars tonight?
Shooting star! Oh my God!
If you guys ever wanted to hear me in my full-on commentary voice, that was it, man. On Saturday night, I got the opportunity to call House of Glory right here in Queens, New York. Their student showcase #2. That was only a small clip from Mark Quinn of the Private Party versus Zack Sabre Jr. It was my honor and my pleasure to sit next to Matthew Ryan Shapiro, my broadcast partner as we call the action all night. Thanks again to my buddy Isaac Rojas, who got me the gig and recommended me to the fine people over at House of Glory. I am hoping to do more and more shows with them and just get the brand out there and the product. They are some talented motherfuckers out there, man. I'm telling you right now. And I'm going to do my very best as I learn everything, which should be no problem at all. Learn everything, the storylines, the characters, the wrestlers, everybody that's affiliated with House of Glory. I'm going to make that promotion the fucking best damn thing in New York City, man. I'm going to fucking do my best to make sure everybody knows about what's going on there, man. So that was just a small clip of what's going on there from Student Showcase this past Saturday at House of Glory in Queensboro, New York. That was actually at the Elks Lodge in Queensboro, New York. If you guys want to go check the full match out, it's Zack Sabre Jr. versus Mark Quinn of the Private Party. Full match is actually on House of Glory Wrestling on YouTube.com. Make sure you go check that out, and please subscribe to the channel. There will be more uploads to come. And who knows, man, they might upload another match from the night that I actually called all the action there at the Elks Lodge with Mr. Matthew Ryan Shapiro, man. So make sure you go check that out. I'll leave all the links down below, man. Go follow my broadcast partner, Matt. He's very, very knowledgeable. I got to get used to his sarcasm, to be quite honest with you. I didn't know he was going to be that witty sitting next to him, man. And I could be a witty motherfucker myself, but I was kind of taken aback by how great he was, the way he came off. So I'll be prepared next time, hopefully. So I'll leave you his link down to his Twitter in the description below, and then House of Glory, obviously. Make sure you guys go subscribe there, man. They're nearing 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'd love to get them towards 10,000, thanks to Off the Script, man. So I'm going to be plugging them, and I'm going to be pushing that a little bit more right here on the channel. So thank you guys to everybody, to literally everybody that's made this dream come true, man. That's something I've always wanted to do ever since I was a little child, watching, the greats, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Gorilla Monsoon, Jim Ross, Jerry the King Lawler. Vince McMahon himself was a fucking great play-by-play commentator, man. He wasn't the most knowledgeable, he wasn't a Mauro Ranallo, but the way he presented the product, man, it's something that I will never forget from my childhood, man. Vince McMahon's voice is so synonymous with the old WWF product, and certainly him, being there was an inspiration in itself. So everything was just fucking great, man. I'm glad I finally get to do this opportunity, and hopefully this leads to more opportunities, and who the fuck knows where this leads me, man. I'm fucking excited to be a part of the journey, and I want to thank everybody again over at House of Glory for giving me the opportunity. I'm going to do my very best for you guys over at House of Glory. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Off the Script. We do have wrestling news. We will get into that in just a little bit. Quickly, I want to thank everybody who has become a patron this week. Patreon.com/JD206. If you guys want to go check that out, read the mission statement as to why I am even on YouTube doing what I'm doing and doing things big here, man. So make sure you guys go check that out. Very, very heartfelt story about where I came from, why I even started a YouTube channel. It's all on there, man. Patreon.com. And it's never an obligation for you guys to become a patron, but if you want and you can afford it, I appreciate the fuck out of you, man. So make sure you guys go check that out. And if you feel that you could do it, I would be happy to have you as a part of Team JD. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Not only hit that subscribe button, but hit the fucking bell next to the subscribe button. I did this little test. I subscribed to a few new channels over the course of the last couple of days, and every time you subscribe to a new channel, it says, would you like to click the bell to get notifications of everything from this channel? Every time that you guys subscribe to this channel, click that bell and make sure you have all notifications for this channel checked so that you never miss anything right here from Off the Script and whatever else I do, man. So please, in this dire time on YouTube.com, all the support is greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you guys to literally everybody that's tweeted me with your JD is Negan t-shirts, with your Dana Brooke t-shirts, Get Off My TV. They are still for sale. If you guys need a Christmas gift, Christmas will be here before you blink, man. So make sure you guys go check that out. BarberShopWindow.com for your JD merchandise, your official Off the Script partner, your official Off the Script online store, man. JD is Negan, got to be one of the best-selling t-shirts on that website this holiday season. Make sure you guys go check that out. They ship worldwide, $19.99, and you can still get yours today before Christmas, so act fast. BarberShopWindow.com. WrestleCrate. I've been waiting for my WrestleCrate, man. Not here yet, so I don't know what's going on with that. WrestleCrate.com, another proud sponsor of Off the Script. Make sure you guys go check that out for the holiday season. WrestleCrate.com and on Twitter at WrestleCrates right now. Still the king of the subscription services delivered to your front door, man, full of wrestling goodies. Make sure you guys check that out and use the coupon code at checkout. JD sent me for an instant 10% off your first purchase. WWE Slam Crate by Loot Crate. They are also an official partner of Off the Script, and they will be having their crate come out hopefully by the end of this month. We will be doing unboxings as always right here for both Wrestle Crate and Loot Crate right here on Off the Script on YouTube.com. Make sure you guys go check that out. If you want to check them out, I could save you some money on that as well. JD from NY is going to save you 10% off your overall monthly subscription package. Make sure you guys go check all the information out on that and use the link that I provide down in the description of this video if you guys want to take full advantage of WWE Slam Crate by Loot Crate, and that is an official WWE licensed product, so you guys know you are getting WWE official gear in every single box. So make sure you guys go and check that out. Now, let's get into the news, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have an article on this, but I've heard it from Wrestle Talk TV. I've heard it from Ollie Davis. I've heard it from Wrestling News World. I've heard it from a few other people on Twitter, but I could not find the exact article myself. I do believe this is an exclusive insider article. I am not subscribed to Wrestling News World at all. This is coming from their website. Now, they have reported in the past about WWE raiding Ring of Honor and several independent circuits as it concerns replenishing NXT and the WWE main roster. They seem to have reported that, and it seems to be coming true, and it seems to be factual as the days and the weeks go on. WWE is for sure going to raid Ring of Honor in 2017, whether Adam Cole comes over, whether Jay Lethal comes over. I got a story on the Young Bucks as to why they did not come over, why they did not sign with the WWE. I got a story on that this weekend right here on the podcast. But WWE is going to be not only looking at Ring of Honor, but several other outlets for independent talent. In fact, WWE higher-ups and recruits are watching iPay-per-views across the wrestling industry to gauge talent and to bring them into the Performance Center. The next group of students is needing to report to the Performance Center by January 2017. The next time would be, I believe, in March or April of 2017. So I don't know what's going on. They got that story pretty much right. They also reported that Samoa Joe is going to be called up to the main roster, and he's going to be the one to defeat Braun Strowman and give him his first loss since the brand split, with him being on Monday Night Raw. That seems to not be on the table right now. They don't seem to be going in that direction. Who knows? Who's to say that might not still end up happening, but right now that's not the direction WWE is going. Samoa Joe is still embroiled in a feud with Shinsuke Nakamura down at NXT over the NXT Championship. Now I'm hearing rumors that Samoa Joe might be brought up for 2017 main roster call-up. He might be in the Royal Rumble, and we've been calling for this for months now. I've actually been calling for Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar, but obviously WWE is not going to be providing us with that colossal matchup. Those are two of the things that they reported. Now, what they're reporting is, and I hope this one out of everything is the biggest bullshit story. I hope this one is the most fake story. I hope this is the story that does not happen for WWE's sake, for our sake, for SmackDown's sake. Vince McMahon is reportedly, and I got something written here, my buddy Brett, he's one of my subscribers, he actually just DM'd me this, and I'm going to read it to you. This is actually from, he's a subscriber to Wrestling News World. I'm going to read you a clip from whatever they posted on their website here. Vince McMahon is growing even fonder of AJ Styles, WWE World Heavyweight Champion, so much that he wants to move AJ Styles from SmackDown to Monday Night Raw. According to those close to McMahon, he wants to switch Styles to Raw sometime in 2017 after WrestleMania 33. While it's unknown how this will happen, there has been talk about doing the WWE Draft in 2017 earlier than they did in 2016. This year's draft took place in July. One proposed idea had it happening in May 2017, and while there hasn't been too much thought to go into it, Vince is said to want to switch styles to the bigger brand. The story of AJ Styles is quite interesting, as he was signed after WWE was intent on going after top talent, working for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Vince took to AJ Styles from the beginning and really was impressed by him in his programs with John Cena, and from there he's been one of Vince McMahon's favorite superstars. So that is what is going on right now, word around the block, with AJ Styles. And that's all I have on that story. I want to get that out of the way because that's a huge talking point that people are now beginning to pick up on. And I don't necessarily want to see that happen at all. There's a reason why AJ Styles was moved to Smackdown, because they knew John Cena was not going to be there full time. John Cena was not going to have Smackdown on his shoulders for the entire year. John Cena is filming reality shows. He's getting more gigs in Hollywood. He's filming commercials. He's finding a life outside of WWE. There needed to be another individual that was going to take that workload and put SmackDown on their back. You look at SmackDown and the way they drafted, Dean Ambrose is not that guy. Dean Ambrose is over, but he's not the man in WWE. Bray Wyatt, great, but he's not a head of the class type guy to lead a entire brand by himself. Randy Orton for the most part has been doing some great work ever since he's come back to the WWE. Ever since he got, off the DL and he was recovered from his injuries, he was out for about a year. He's come back and he's done some great shit. Yeah, there was that little scuffle with Brock Lesnar, but ever since then, Randy Orton has been at the top of his game, and he's actually getting the Wyatt family more over than they've ever been. Randy Orton could certainly lead a brand, but I think I, and everybody else is completely over that phase, okay? Obviously, they got Baron Corbin, they got the Kalistos, they got the Zigglers, they got the Mizes. Those guys are not head of the class type guys to lead an entire brand themselves. When WWE thought out this brand split, they knew exactly what they were doing with AJ Styles. They put him on SmackDown. From that draft night, they knew AJ Styles was going to be the leader of that brand. And he certainly proved to be so. Not only the leader of that brand, but he's the fucking leader of the entire WWE locker room, man. There's nobody on that roster, both Raw and SmackDown, doing it better than AJ Styles. Not even close. AJ Styles is a top-tier talent, may very well be the greatest wrestler on the face of the earth right now. There's nobody doing what he is doing. Nobody. SmackDown is dangerously close to Monday Night Raw in the ratings. And yes, I shit on Raw. That doesn't mean that they don't have a good roster. That doesn't mean they don't have potential. Things that are wrong with Monday Night Raw are the creative direction. They are stuck in their own ways. The direction of the show and the format of the show has been the same for God knows how long, man. I am losing track as to how long Monday Night Raw has been stuck in the same format. It's promo, match, and then it just rinse and repeat throughout the fucking show, you know? They don't do anything that they're supposed to do with the Cruiserweights. Coming out of the Cruiserweight Classic, they fucked that up. Don't know how you fuck it up, but they did. They don't like going against the Monday Night Raw grain. If it's not what Monday Night Raw would do, they don't even want to look at it. And that's a damn fucking shame, man. Meanwhile, NXT, no matter how many people call me a fucking mark for NXT, excuse me, fucking sick. I don't know how I got sick, man. Can't even fucking breathe. Anyway, people call me a smart mark for NXT, but they're still putting on better shows than Monday Night Raw. They still have better creative direction than Monday Night Raw. To me, a lot of what you see on Monday Night Raw is completely directionless. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know where they want to go. They haven't utilized the brand split to the point of, you know what, this is a brand split. We're going to give new opportunities to other people that have never really gotten an opportunity. They have not done anything to give you a real feel that the brand split was supposed to create new opportunities. Meanwhile, SmackDown is doing that. NXT is still creating new opportunities for new individuals coming through the Performance Center. I mean, look at Sanity. That is a prime example of giving opportunity to those who would have a difficult time getting over if it was another situation. You put them in sanity, you give them a great look, you give them a great entrance, a great theme, and you put well-rounded wrestler A with well-rounded wrestler B, and you create a nice little stable, they will get over. That is creating an opportunity, you know? Monday Night Raw has not done anything like that, and they still continue to leave people off the television show. Several women, you know, Summer Rae, Tamina, Emelina. They took Emma and they changed it to Emelina. I gotta see this failure on Monday night. I'm awaiting a fucking colossal fail on Monday night. Nia Jax hasn't been on fucking TV to the point where these women are taking to fucking Twitter to say, you know what, enough is enough. Get the fuck on with the program and give other people an opportunity. We're tired of seeing the same two fucking women every single goddamn week. Even Naomi. And I've praised SmackDown for utilizing their women. This is a shame. This is a shame that Naomi is not being pushed on SmackDown. For whatever reason, I don't know. She was out with an injury, and it wasn't all that severe. She's coming back within the week. She should be pushed into a program with Alexa Bliss. I think it's time to give her an opportunity and give her an opportunity to shine, to show everybody what she can really do. You know? But, you know, fuck opportunity. WWE likes some of their wrestlers, and WWE just doesn't have a care in the world for several other wrestlers that they have on their payroll. And Naomi is one of them. She seems to be getting the short end of the stick every single fucking time. Whether it was before the draft, whether it's after the draft. There's no reason why Naomi shouldn't be featured in a fucking storyline or a title feud with 5 wrestlers, 6 wrestlers in your division. What is that? I don't understand that. Monday Night Raw has absolutely no mid-card. Why are we not seeing a Neville featured more prominently? Why are we not seeing a Sami Zayn featured more prominently? Just now they're featuring Sami Zayn in a storyline that hopefully builds him up as an underdog type character that goes against the authority and the grain and says, you know what, I'm fucking tired of being held back. You know, I've wrestled all over the world. I've done this and that to bring NXT on my back and carry it into what the brand is now, along with likes of Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura and Neville. I was one of those guys. What am I doing here? What are you doing with my talent? You're not showcasing me in a way that you promised with a brand split and a draft. It's always the same fucking people over and over and over again. And that's what they need to sit down and realize, that they're not doing it correctly. SmackDown has done that for the most part, minus the Naomi situation, and there are several others besides Naomi. Breezango should be pushed. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Breezango. There's rumors going around that they're breaking up Heath Slater and Rhino, and I got a story on the podcast this weekend about that. They're thinking and teasing about breaking up Rhino and Heath Slater, right? What are they doing with the Ascension? What are they doing with Apollo Crews? You know, SmackDown is by no means innocent in all of this. They're just as guilty as fucking Monday Night Raw, but Monday Night Raw is supposedly the flagship show, so there's more eyes on Monday Night Raw. They're dissected under the microscope a little bit more, being that they are Monday Night Raw. And when you don't instill the meaning of what a fucking brand split really is, and we see the same fucking people every single week, you know, Sasha, Charlotte, Reigns, Owens, Jericho, Rollins, and nothing has changed, and you're not developing storylines, and you're not creating interest, and you're not keeping people watching the show, and they're abandoning your fucking program. Something is fucking wrong here. I mean, you brought the cruiserweights to give Monday Night Raw a dash of something different, and you just put them on Raw, and you pretty much let them die, just like everything else is dying on that show. They're dying of the same old shit. Instead of taking what they did from the Cruiserweight Classic and pretty much putting that exact image of what the Cruiserweights were on that show on Monday Night Raw, you failed. For whatever reason, you failed. And I don't understand why. And they continue to fail with the Cruiserweights, which I've been documenting with my 205 Live analysis every Tuesday on my SmackDown review. It's not working. It is not working. Things need to change. Monday Night Raw needs to change. They need to change and give me a reason as to why we even have a brand split. SmackDown is giving you reasons here and there as to why we had a brand split. They're making the brand split work. Monday Night Raw is not making the brand split work. They're not. And a lot of people criticize me, these fucking goons who don't know anything, these fucking assholes who tweet to themselves. They tweet on Twitter thinking they're fucking keyboard warriors. They're tweeting to nobody, yet they want to fucking criticize me for my ideas and my suggestions. Yet you're watching my fucking program, you fucking asshole, right? If you didn't like my ideas, or if you didn't like me as a fucking personality and a content creator, what the fuck are you doing listening to me and hanging on every fucking word that comes out of my mouth? If you wanted the brand split to work, the women should have been on one brand. Look at the women that you utilize in WWE. Okay? And don't give me this shit, well, if JD, the women were on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown exclusively, there would be too many women and they still wouldn't get used. WWE is not using all their resources as far as the women's division go. You got Sasha, Charlotte, Bayley, and you got Nia Jax. Well, we'll include Nia Jax because she's too good to not be used. Alicia Fox, Emma, Summer Rae, Tamina, Dana Brooke sucks. Nobody wants her on the fuck. That's 4 women right there, right? You got Paige, who WWE wasn't going to use anyway, following this fucking stint of failures, drug failures, right? And then her situation with Del Rio. WWE would never use Paige. And if they did, she'd get jobbed out in fucking 30 seconds. So Paige is a complete and utter disaster. Nobody would be using Paige in a prominent role on WWE television. That's 4 women from Monday Night Raw. Dana Brooke doesn't count because, like I said, and I will continue to reiterate it, there's a reason why she's on the t-shirt. She fucking sucks. I don't even think she belongs in the wrestling business, period. She sucks. Okay? Then you look at SmackDown. You got Becky, you got Nikki, you got Naomi, who's not being used, who should be being used. That's 7 women right there, okay? You got Becky, Nikki, Naomi, Alexa, and then you got Natty and Carmella. That's enough for a division. That is enough for a division, okay? And you would put them on Monday Night Raw. I would put the women on Monday Night Raw. Okay, and I know I'm fucking just completely going off track here with the AJ Styles situation. I will get back to that, but I'm trying to make a point here. Monday Night Raw should have made the brand split really work, and they really should have thought it out. The women should have been on one brand. That would give you 9 to 10 wins. That's a division. That is a division, okay? Now, what we got going on here as SmackDown goes, you know, you want to bring the cruiserweights in, and you want to add that nice little element. You want to add that nice little flair to Monday Night Raw. Meanwhile, it's failing. It's failing. You didn't do anything as far as Monday Night Raw goes with the cruiserweights. You didn't add a different element to the show. It didn't change the aspect of the show. It didn't generate any excitement for the show. You made it shit like everything else on Monday Night Raw. You made it stale, boring, and generic after one fucking week. You took them out of their element, and you tried to have them wrestle a fucking Monday Night Raw-esque match, and it didn't work. The SmackDown roster should have had the cruiserweights from the beginning because you had Mauro Ranallo there anyway who called the action with the Cruiserweight Classic. Everybody would have been better off with that roster because it would highlight them more. We would remember it more with the 2-hour format. They would get over more. I think Daniel Bryan and his excitement with the Cruiserweight Classic would have added a lot of elements to that we aren't seeing right now on Monday Night Raw. Shane McMahon would have loved them on Monday Night Raw. You know, WWE really fucked that up. The Cruiserweight should have been exclusive to SmackDown. The women should have been exclusive to Monday Night Raw. And the tag teams should have been on both brands. You know? The tag team should have been on both brands. I don't give a shit what you got going on. Both brands should have had tag team wrestling. You can't take tag team wrestling away from a brand. Because tag team wrestling is tag team wrestling. It's just got to be there. You know? We want to see tag team wrestling. So tag team wrestling should be spread across both brands. And that's what they should have did. You got 7 or 8 different teams that could span across both brands. It gets everybody on television instead of having all these teams on one show. You know, the women on the 3-hour format, you can have a women's match in hour 1. You can have a women's match in hour 2. You can have a women's match in hour 3. And you can create intriguing storylines, you know? And then you could build the mid-card up in between. And you can have your main event segments in between. WWE just went into this completely blind. And this is why the brand split, as of right now, is fucking failing. It is failing. And now you want to take AJ Styles off SmackDown after he's doing everything he can to bring awareness to that product. You want to take him off SmackDown for the simple reasons that he's too good and you want him on the A brand. Let me tell you something. The way Monday Night Raw is in its current format, AJ Styles by himself is not even going to save that show. And look at what he's doing for SmackDown. On SmackDown, he's a game changer. On Monday Night Raw, he would be swallowed up by the Roman Reigns and the Seth Rollins, and he would be outshined by the List and all this other generic bullshit that is unimportant. You're going to put AJ Styles on Monday Night Raw, and it's not going to do a goddamn thing for the fucking ratings. Not a goddamn thing. Meanwhile, AJ Styles, right now, you look at him on SmackDown, he is the MVP of that show. He is a game changer on SmackDown. He will not, and I reiterate this, no matter how good he is, he will not be a game changer on Monday Night Raw. You cannot do that to SmackDown. Seems like WWE, in my opinion, is looking at SmackDown here, and they're like, why are they so dangerously close to Monday Night Raw in the ratings? What the fuck is going on here? You know, there's 2 hours of programming. We devised this plan for the brand split to have Monday Night Raw have the bigger and better roster. Meanwhile, SmackDown got fucking the scraps, and they're still just a cunt's hair away from catching up to Monday Night Raw in the ratings. What the fuck is going on? Well, let me tell you something, Vince. That's why SmackDown is so good. They're creating opportunity, and the storylines are much better. They might not be mind-blowing. There's nothing there that's going to fucking be groundbreaking, but there's more on SmackDown's side that has the viewer invested compared to Monday Night Raw. Give me a break. How are you going to take away SmackDown's crown jewel to give to Monday Night Raw because you are afraid that SmackDown is going to outshine Monday Night Raw, whether it be creatively, whether it be ratings-wise? You're going to take that piece away and give it to Monday Night Raw because you're afraid of what SmackDown is doing and making Monday Night Raw look bad? That is such a fucking cheap out. That's a complete crock of shit. And from Vince McMahon's mouth, when he was on Monday Night Raw staring at both of his children, he wants blood to be shed. He wants the competitive nature of both Raw and SmackDown instituted with this brand split. How are you going to make anything creative on SmackDown side if you take away the one thing that has been the one thing that has been the best aspect of SmackDown since July? And I'm not even talking about The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. AJ Styles has been the very best that roster has to offer, and you're going to take it away because you're afraid of what that brand is doing image-wise to Monday Night Raw? You need to look at Monday Night Raw. You need to look real hard at Monday Night Raw and realize that Raw is a sinking fucking ship. On most weeks, it is abysmal. It is fucking terrible, and I am fucking sick to my stomach over the dick riders who watch Monday Night Raw telling me it's not a bad show. It is a fucking terrible show every single week when you have 3 hours. When you have 3 hours of programming, and I can't even think of fucking one overwhelming positive on 3 hours, you have a shit fucking show. You have 3 hours of fucking television. In each hour, you should have something that I talk about and I should be excited the next day. How many times do we watch Monday Night Raw and we're disgusted with everything that happens in hour 1, hour 2, and hour 3? There should be 3 overwhelming fucking positives every hour on Monday Night Raw, and there's none. We're lucky if we get one. Forced matches with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. That, number 1, should have ended after their last match. Number 2, why are you making that type of match on Monday Night Raw with Kevin Owens the Universal Champion when we all know Sami Zayn is good enough to be a Universal Champion? Why are you giving that away on Monday Night Raw and giving them 6 minutes? Why? For the sake of filling a fucking time slot? You're throwing away something that could be fucking of great importance in 2017 and you're giving it away for free on television. Right? How many times do we get to see Roman Reigns kick out of every fucking finisher on the WWE Raw roster? Why? How many times do we have to hear Michael Cole say, oh, Roman Reigns is a defending United States champion? Who the fuck did he defend the title against on television? And I'm not talking about at house shows. Give me a break. Why does he even have the United States Championship if his sole purpose is to fight for the Universal Championship? Get the title on somebody and have a tournament for it and give it to someone who's going to utilize it. You got people in the back not doing a goddamn fucking thing. Hold a tournament and create opportunity for a title with people you are not using. I don't get it. You got a Curtis Axel, you got a Bo Dallas, you got a Neville, you got a fucking Sami Zayn who you're not doing a goddamn fucking thing with. You know? Create opportunity. This is where Vince McMahon is wrong. Why are you taking away SmackDown's crown jewel, supposedly, who knows if this is a fucking real thing or not, and wanting to put him on Monday Night Raw? If AJ Styles is traded, or if there's a draft to Monday Night Raw, that means a Rollins and a Zayn and a Cesaro. I mean, AJ Styles is like a fucking prize piece on a fucking MLB team, right? He's not going to come cheap. You're going to give me 3, 4, 5 guys in total just to get AJ Styles. That's the type of caliber superstar he is. You know, they should devise a trade. If you want something, okay, you're going to give me 3 top tier guys, plus you're going to give me 2 picks from NXT. Something along those lines. Be creative with it, you know? You cannot take AJ Styles off SmackDown. You cannot take AJ Styles off SmackDown. If you are going to take him off SmackDown, you need to devise a plan and get the club back together. Being that you're such a big fan of AJ Styles, you need to put the club back together and you need to have them run fucking a slaughterhouse over Monday Night Raw. And you need to give us the Shield versus the Bullet Club on Monday Night Raw. That's the only way I would accept anything of AJ Styles going to Raw. Get Ambrose on Raw, whatever you got to do. Give SmackDown a Zayn, a Cesaro, a fucking whoever else you need to get over on Monday Night Raw. That's what it needs to happen. Because you can't have AJ Styles go over there and just be another cog in the wheel on the fucking Monday Night Raw show that devours everybody except Roman Reigns. It's not going to work that way. It is not going to work that way. I know my ideas would have been fucking great for SmackDown. I know my ideas would have been great for Monday Night Raw. My ideas for the draft were probably the best laid out plans that I've heard from anybody. You know, WWE is not giving us a true brand extension. They're not giving us a true meaning of a brand split. And this is just another example of that. It seems like Vince McMahon is more concerned about keeping Monday Night Raw strong instead of developing a competitive atmosphere between both brands. He said it himself. He wants a competitive atmosphere between both of his children. This is why we had the Survivor Series. And now you're worried that SmackDown is putting on better television than Monday Night Raw? Listen, get your head out of your ass and start writing like they do. You know? You're the one to blame. Raw's creative direction and Raw's storylines are fucking god-awful. I don't give a shit how many times Sasha and Charlotte fight and how many times they put on a great match. It is boring. We don't want to see it every single fucking week. And yes, I understand Charlotte is probably the best pound-for-pound women on that entire roster. But I also stated on Twitter, Chinese food is delicious too, right? But it's not delicious every single fucking week. It's something that you have once a month. Pizza is great, but you're not going to have pizza once a fucking week. You're going to get tired of it. You're not going to drink the same beer every single fucking time you go to the bar. Me, anyway. I don't know about you guys. I'm going to experiment. I may have one of the same beer that I like, but I'm always going to experiment with something that catches my interest. And nothing on Monday Night Raw right now is catching my interest because they're serving us the same old fucking watered-down Budweiser every single goddamn fucking week. And I hope I make sense here. I really do. SmackDown is the A show. I don't give a fuck how many years Monday Night Raw's been on television. I don't give a shit how many years they've been around. Monday Night Raw is the B show. They are proving to you that it's the B show. With what they do on television and their direction and their storylines, they are the B show. SmackDown is delivering simple storylines. They're delivering storylines that matter. They're delivering storylines that generate interest for their pay-per-views. Monday Night Raw has done nothing. And it goes right around to the same old fucking story. Familiar faces, same old shit, people lose interest, and that's the reason why people are not watching the product. That's the reason people aren't subscribing to the network, and that's the reason people are watching SmackDown, because SmackDown is slowly becoming an alternative to the bullshit that is on Monday Night Raw. Styles needs to stay unless there is a grand scheme to get him on Monday Night Raw and give me the Bullet Club that we should have seen following WrestleMania. I don't want to hear it. It's bullshit. It cannot happen. It will cripple the company. It will render the brand split useless. And it will kill SmackDown. All for the jealousy that is Monday Night Raw. To make them more important than SmackDown. That's not a reason. That's not a reason. You cannot give Raw all the fucking gold in the kingdom and leave SmackDown with fucking a poor village to fucking fend for themselves. You can't do it. You can't do it. It's not right. It's not the best thing for business. And right now, the way Vince McMahon should be thinking, SmackDown has been on and up. SmackDown has been better. In all of 2015, from what we've seen, SmackDown is better now than it was a year ago. You should be putting more resources into SmackDown, and that's exactly what they should be doing. And they're doing it with a huge signing that I'm going to talk about in a second, Mickie James. Mickie James is coming to SmackDown. And that's a damn good thing, and I'm fucking super excited for Mickie James coming to SmackDown. Mickie James returning to the WWE in January, and she will re-debut on SmackDown Live. WWE has possible feuds already lined up for her return. A 5-time WWE Women's Champion, 1-time WWE Divas Champion, and 3-time TNA Knockout Champion, Mickie James is one of the most decorated women in professional wrestling. And those who had seen her rise to fame in WWE were happy to hear that she was confirmed as NXT Women's Champion's Asuka's opponent for TakeOver Toronto during Survivor Series weekend, potentially making her return to the WWE as part of the company's developmental brand. James had lost that match, but had helped solidify Asuka's transition into a villainous character, and it reportedly impressed WWE top brass in that defeat. She was very good, by the way, sparking rumors of a Mickie James return to WWE's main roster. And with women's wrestling in a much better place than it was when Mickie was last signed with WWE, it looks like it may be only a matter of weeks before she joins the main roster, possibly as a member of the SmackDown Live's lineup. According to Mike Johnson and a report from PW Insider, James has just signed a multi-year contract with WWE, per the publication's multiple sources close to the company. This news comes less than a month after NXT TakeOver Toronto, which marked Mickie's first appearance on WWE or NXT in 6 years. And by the looks of things, WWE plans to place her in the SmackDown lineup. And that's where things may get interesting considering the recent turn of events in the brand's women's division. Given that Mickie James may make her return to WWE in January and join SmackDown Live, there are two main possibilities for her at that point, according to PW Mania. One of those possibilities would have Mickie challenge recently crowned SmackDown's Women's Champion Alexa Bliss for the title, which I certainly would not mind at all. Some people are even rumored to be thinking about this long-term, Mickie versus Alexa at WrestleMania. I would love to see that. That is, if Alexa still has the championship by the time WrestleMania 33 rolls around. Bliss has defeated Becky for the belt, and that came at TLC on Sunday, WWE Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. And if she remains the champion by January and retains against Becky at some point in the future, this could set up Mickie versus Alexa for the title at WrestleMania, like I just mentioned. James has been wrestling professionally for well over a decade, and this could position her as a scrappy babyface veteran up against a cocky young upstart in Alexa Bliss, who had made her main roster debut in July following the 2016 brand split. Alexa, another crowning moment for WWE. Opportunity given. She takes the ball, she runs with it, and she's going to develop into one of the best women performers that company has seen in several years. Now, this is something that I don't think is going to happen, but certainly could put an interesting twist on a lot of different scenarios here. Another possibility that people are talking about, mentioned by PW Mania, would be putting James in a feud with another longtime mainstay of the women's wrestling scene, and that is Nikki Bella. Now, it's not for the reasons that you guys are probably wondering. Mickie James and John Cena had a little thing together. It's not going to be anything like that, being that Nikki Bella now is the current girlfriend of John Cena. They are talking about Mickie James being the one to have attacked Nikki at the Survivor Series. Now, a lot of people talking about Mickie's unknown attacker, Natalya. I mentioned it could be Becky in a huge swerve, turn her heel. Who the hell knows? As long as it's not fucking the redheaded stepchild there, Eva Marie. We don't want her anywhere near a top program because that would give me fucking an ulcer. Nobody wants to see that. Okay? So, several sources now are reporting that the article published by PW Mania started to, pick up traction. They believe that it may be a plausible subject if WWE wants to set up a feud between Nikki and Mickie and have it be known as Mickie the one who attacked Nikki Bella, because she wasn't even on, or she was there Survivor Series weekend, but she wasn't at Survivor Series. They could run that angle. This could suggest Mickie James return to the WWE as a heel, but that might not necessarily be the case. Now, PW Mania is quoting this from their website, and I quote, "This would potentially turn Mickie heel, but the fans could turn against Nikki here. Same promo that Carmella cut on Nikki about John Cena delivered by a face could make Nikki the bad guy. It might be a long shot, but there are ways around it." Once again, it is no surprise that one strong performance in defeat at an NXT pay-per-view is leading to a main roster comeback for one of the top females of WWE's Ruthless Aggression era. Although the company is yet to announce it, it might not be much longer before Mickie James' return to WWE becomes official, thereby making SmackDown Live's women's scene even more interesting if she will indeed be competing on Tuesday nights for the blue brand. This, if it does happen and she does go to SmackDown, which I do believe is the case, this will make SmackDown's women's division much better than Monday Night Raw. I don't want to hear a fucking word from the Dick Riders, because you're not going to have a division and you're not going to showcase a division if it's nothing but Charlotte and Sasha Banks. It doesn't work that way. Meanwhile, on SmackDown, every woman, besides Naomi apparently, is getting an opportunity to shine. You bring Mickie in there, it's another top-level name, someone who's over with the crowd, someone who the people know. She's signed a multi-year deal. She is going to play a major part in revitalizing the women's division, and this is a huge pickup for SmackDown. Not because they are lacking roster depth, but adding another name to that roster like Mickie James is going to make it even better competitively, giving you a full reason or good reason why the brand split needs to be both competitive between Raw and SmackDown. Now, Monday Night Raw needs to step up and do something. Who are they going to sign? Who are they going to showcase? Who's going to be the next to step up in the women's division on Monday Night Raw? SmackDown's got Mickie James. That one little pickup makes SmackDown's women's roster much better than Monday Night Raw. So what is Monday Night Raw going to do to counter? I don't know. But I love this move. I wouldn't necessarily turn her heel here. Obviously, she still has a lot left in the tank from what we've seen at NXT TakeOver Toronto against Asuka. She looked great. She made that match really, really good, man. Asuka made her look good, Mickie can still go. Asuka did her part to make her look good. They made Mickie look believable in defeat. All it took was one Asuka lock, and Mickie tapped. A little bit too quick, but Mickie tapped, but she fought. For the 10 minutes, 12 minutes that she was in there with Asuka, she fought, and she made it look believable. More believable than anybody in recent memory, besides the Baileys, right? She did a great job. And I'm happy to have Mickie James back. I'm excited for what this does to SmackDown and the women's division over there. And maybe they add another couple of pieces, They got to go out and sign some more people, man. Make it a true division. Same thing with the tag team. Make it a true tag team division. Same thing needs to be done on Monday Night Raw. But Mickie James coming to SmackDown is a huge pickup for WWE and a huge pickup for SmackDown. I'm just interested to know what WWE does to counter this for Monday Night Raw. Maybe push one of the women that you got on there that nobody really knows is still there, Have someone new step up. That's what needs to be done. It's not gonna solely rely on both Charlotte and Sasha's shoulders. It doesn't work that way, Something's gonna have to eventually change. You can't maintain that forever. It's gonna die off, and SmackDown continues to move forward while Monday Night Raw continues to move backwards. That's just the point I'm trying to make. Major push, and I've been mentioning this, and I know it's coming. It's coming. If you love him or if you hate him, you gotta fasten in your seatbelts, man. It's coming. Baron Corbin gonna have a major push coming on SmackDown in 2017. The most recent NXT graduates drafted to the SmackDown brand include Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin, Mojo Rawley, the Vaudevillains, American Alpha, Alexa Bliss, Carmella. Corbin and Crews debuted on the main roster at WrestleMania, and they both appeared the night after on Monday Night Raw. Gotch and English followed shortly after, and the rest were called up via the brand extension draft. Of those mentioned, Baron Corbin was the highest draft pick, selected as the 19th overall pick, and chosen 8th by Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan of the Blue Brand. Jordan and Gable are at the cusp of a push within SmackDown's tag team division, and Bliss recently became the women's champion on SmackDown Live, but expectations were obviously tempered for this crew based on draft positioning alone. There might have been somewhat lofty plans in the works for Baron Corbin upon his promotion due to the fact that he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania in his first night on the main roster. That Battle Royal proves to be absolutely fucking worthless. It does nothing for anybody's career, and it should be completely abolished off the WrestleMania card. Fuck the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Fuck it. But his momentum fizzled out during his inaugural program with Dolph Ziggler. As we know now, Ziggler even admitted to checking out prior to putting his career on the line in his feud with The Miz after the brand split, so that certainly could have played a part in Corbin's struggles on the main roster. Even after the roster was divided, Baron Corbin was in an uphill battle for relevance, engaging in insignificant angles with the likes of Cruz, Jack Swagger, and most recently now, Kalisto. An injury to the latter stalled any progress he and Corbin had been making together, and WWE Creative remained committed to their feud when Kalisto returned. Predictably, Kalisto was used to get Corbin more over as a dominant heel. It's assured that their program has reached its conclusion after Baron Corbin won a chairs match at TLC and followed that up with another singles victory 2 days later on SmackDown as he delivered the end of days. His segment afterwards on Talking Smack ignited a report from Cage Side Seats indicating that WWE plans on focusing more on Baron Corbin and pushing him to the next level. As noted, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal victory was designed to kickstart a meaningful first year for Baron Corbin before things stalled out. Vignettes promoting his path of destruction that aired in the late summer were another attempt. Corbin's break almost came when he was booked to compete in a marquee elimination match at Survivor Series, but was replaced at the last minute because WWE officials thought that Shane McMahon would help sell more tickets, subscriptions, and pay-per-view buys. But they already had Goldberg versus Lesnar. That's all you needed. Why didn't you give Corbin that opportunity? I don't get it. He was left off the fucking main card completely. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Shane McMahon. I love Shane McMahon. What he added to that match was fucking great. That match was fucking fantastic. But Baron Corbin was in that spot, and you took it away from him for no reason. That's another fucking error by WWE, pushing a new talent with this new brand split initiative, giving people opportunity. You just took opportunity away from one of your biggest guys, your biggest rookies. Why would you do that? You know? I don't get it, and I still don't understand that. They had tickets, subscriptions, and pay-per-view buys sold already with Goldberg returning. And they're going to have more Goldberg buys, tickets, and pay-per-views, and subscriptions, and all that shit with the Royal Rumble and into WrestleMania. So, why would you take this away from Corbin when it could have been a game-changing moment for him? People could have seen him in a completely different light in that match. What if Baron Corbin was in place of Shane McMahon and he did everything that Shane McMahon did in that match? You know? Who knows? I would have never taken that opportunity away from him at all. After dispatching of Kalisto on SmackDown, Corbin proclaimed to GM Daniel Bryan that he now belongs in the main event picture. While Bryan didn't agree with Baron's assertion, the plans behind the scenes indeed call for Corbin to get pushed into the title picture at some point in early 2017. It will be interesting to see how exactly Corbin is used in the title hunt, as the report did not specify whether early 2017 meant before or after WrestleMania. I'm assuming it's going to be after WrestleMania because if WWE is smart, the title picture will revolve around AJ Styles, John Cena, The Undertaker. That's where things need to go. That's what's going to make WrestleMania the most memorable. Baron Corbin, I think, could be in the world title picture around the summer of 2017, possibly the fall of 2017, maybe SummerSlam or a little bit after SummerSlam. You know, get him some wins under his belt, continue to gain him momentum, have him become a little bit more comfortable in the ring and on the microphone. Early 2017, out of the picture. I don't think he's going to fit in at all. After SummerSlam or around SummerSlam time is going to be the perfect opportunity for Baron Corbin in 2017. Now, Like I said, at this point of his career, it'll be difficult to imagine Baron Corbin in a WWE World Championship match on the grandest stage at WrestleMania, especially because the three main superstars expected to be involved in the championship picture include AJ Styles, John Cena, and The Undertaker. The one loophole in Corbin's favor would be the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, set to take place in February before WrestleMania and just 2 weeks after the Royal Rumble. The main event of that pay-per-view would most likely feature a multi-man match, and Corbin could certainly stake a claim. That's assuming Styles is still the champion. If The Undertaker comes out of the Royal Rumble as champ, then it's unlikely he would defend the title just 2 weeks after. Corbin's absence, or Corbin's ascent, I should say, would be put on hold until after WrestleMania. People are talking that Smackdown is going to get the Chamber and that Monday Night Raw is going to get Fastlane in March. If that is the case, I heard differently. I heard the opposite. I heard the Elimination Chamber was going to be Monday Night Raw, and I heard Fastlane was going to be SmackDown. Now I'm hearing that Elimination Chamber is going to be an exclusive SmackDown brand pay-per-view, and Monday Night Raw is going to get Fastlane. If that is the case, Monday Night Raw is winning the Royal Rumble. That is an absolute guarantee, 100%. Monday Night Raw is winning the Royal Rumble. Whether it's a Balor, whether it's a Reigns, whether it's a Rollins, whether it's a Jericho. Someone from Monday Night Raw is going to win the Royal Rumble. And the Elimination Chamber is going to be for SmackDown to be a number one contender match, which I had planned already. I had thought out this idea. Undertaker beats Styles. John Cena goes into the Chamber, and he wins the Chamber. He fights The Undertaker at WrestleMania. That's the easiest way, the most simplest way, the best way to get us to an Undertaker versus John Cena match at WrestleMania. And then WWE can do whatever the fuck they want with the Raw side, whoever wins the Rumble. I would rather Finn Balor win it. I would rather, at this point, if it's going to be Raw, I would rather Balor or Jericho win the Royal Rumble. But then Jericho, I have news on Jericho on the podcast this weekend. Jericho is done after WrestleMania. So there's no possibility at all right now for Jericho to win the Universal Championship. So if that's the case, if Jericho is going bye-bye because of commitments to Fozzy, it's going to be Finn Balor. I do believe Finn Balor, they're downplaying his injury right now. They're saying, we don't know. It's a possibility, but we're not sure. Balor will be in the Royal Rumble. You know he's working his fucking ass off to be back in the Royal Rumble. And I think WWE is going to give Balor the win in the Royal Rumble, even with a Lesnar and a Goldberg in there. I hope not. None of those guys win it. That would be way too fucking predictable. And you guys know me with a predictable Royal Rumble. I'll shit all over it. I think something needs to happen there where those guys are just thrown out. Whatever the case may be, I think Finn Balor is going to win the Royal Rumble if it is indeed a SmackDown brand exclusive Elimination Chamber. So that's what I'm thinking. Baron Corbin, though, I said it. I've been saying it. He's going to be in for a big year in 2017. He is going to be a major player in WWE. He is great at what he does as a heel. Justin LaBar even mentioned this, and I agree. Baron Corbin, by what you see on television, you see that he is probably that way in real life. There's not much difference between what you see on television with Baron Corbin compared to real life. He plays that heel role in real life, man. Whether you're fucking at the airport, whether you're seeing him in a record shop or a coffee shop or a fucking diner, restaurant, he's gonna fucking be a complete prick, and that's the way he wants to be, man. He is living his character, and you're not gonna be a believable heel unless you're living the fucking role every single day. That's what I love about Baron Corbin. The only thing he needs to work on is his mic skills. The way he sounded on Talking Smack this past week is what I want to see from Baron Corbin in 2017. And that is Off the Script, guys. Thank you so much for everything. I hope you enjoyed this Off the Script episode. Thank you so much for everything. And please subscribe to Mr. Snow down below. And Christina, thank you very much for that open letter via email. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for everything for this episode of Off the Script. If you missed any of my uploads recently, I'll link you right at the end of this video, man. You'll see the fucking annotations right there. Click on the video. It'll take you right to my upload that you probably, surely, certainly missed because of YouTube's broken fucking system. But if you guys missed anything, videos are right there. Check the description for everything you need, man. Subscribe to House of Glory. Check out the t-shirt shop at Barbershop Window. Patreon. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not done so. And click that fucking bell. I'm going to make sure I mention that in every goddamn fucking upload. If you're going to subscribe, hit the fucking bell so you're notified of the #1 fucking podcast right here on YouTube.com. This is Off the Script. I'm JD, and I'll see you right back here on Saturday morning. I'll talk to you later.